Hey guys, so we got a fun video for you today. Today it is August 3rd. It is a Monday. I went to a town that's about half an hour away from my house after work today, and there was a guy who was selling 9 computers for a total. He was only asking $5 a piece. This is one of them, so we're going to go into that here in just a minute. But basically, he was just trying to get rid of them. They were kind of like e-waste type of stuff that he wasn't really interested in anymore. There were three full-size Dell Dimensions from like the early 2000s. There was a regular size HP, and then there were several slim form factor. This was the only one that came in a kind of normal case that wasn't like a pre-built. So I want to dive into them one by one in separate videos, and I'm going to take a look at what's inside of them, see if they work, and there will be refurbishing videos along the way is my plan. Well, we'll just dive right into this. So right away I can tell this has a Core 2 sticker on the front. We have 2 front USBs and headphone and microphone jacks. There is a 5¼ inch bay where you could put like a CD DVD drive, but it is empty. And we're just gonna pop this open in a minute, see what's inside, but just take a look at the outside at first. So we have a small form factor power supply, SFX, and we have a micro ATX motherboard. This has built-in DVI and VGA, and I'm going to just go out on a limb here and say that that's what this was using, was integrated graphics, because all of the expansion slot covers are in place. These are half height, so if I was going to add in any cards, they'd have to be low profile, and they'd have to have the half height expansion slot cover on the back. And then there's a whole bunch of USB ports here, and some of them have like, almost looks like paint or some kind of like marker on them to signify where things were originally supposed to be plugged in. And it does have FireWire, which is kind of cool, but not particularly useful these days, but it is there. So maybe we have a little bit nicer board here. I'm seeing the VGA is like kind of chewed up a little bit. I'm hoping that works, but I'm going to remove the single screw here, and then we're going to pop this case open. And there we are. Okay, this is cool. We have one of those like airflow guide things around the cooler. Does that just lift? That's weird. We'll figure out how that's in there. So looking at the back of the system, it looks like this screw might be holding that in. I'm going to take that out. Well, that's gone forever. And yeah, that was what was holding in that airflow guide. And all of our power connections are unhooked here. I'm wondering if this like doesn't work. I have an Intel Micro ATX board of some kind. I'll get a model number here in just a minute. I see a whole bunch of leaky capacitors. I would be surprised if this worked, to be honest with you. And there's no RAM. And actually, there is a CPU. I was wondering if maybe there wouldn't be one, just because of the fact that the heatsink wasn't secured down. Oh, that is kind of like caked on with thermal paste. Let me wipe that off. So I managed to get that wiped off pretty nice, and we have a Core 2 Duo E8400. So this is a 3 gigahertz dual core, 6 megs of level 2 cache, and I believe this model has a 1333 frontside bus. So this is one of the nicer dual cores from the Core 2 era. And then moving over here to look at the power supply, we have a Seasonic SS-300 TFX. This is an 80 plus, looks like it's a bronze rated. It's not a bad unit, especially if you were only using it with integrated graphics. 300 watts would be more than enough. I think this CPU is only 65 watts to begin with. But again, we have no RAM, and all of the hookups are unplugged on the board, so I'm wondering if it doesn't work. But of course, we're going to hook it up and see if it does. We don't have any RAM, but this takes DDR2, so we can fix that. Get some Corsair DDR2 installed here. Nice. And yeah, the model on this board, just from looking at the labeling on it, it is a DQ35JDE? JOE? DQ35JOE. I'll take a look at the information about that later whenever we see if this is actually working. I'm going to put the cooler back on and then make some hookups. Okay, so we've got RAM installed. I got the cooler back on, and I did hook up the main CPU and ATX power connectors. And then for the front panel, I just hooked up the power button because there's not much point hooking the rest up yet. Let me get the monitor and keyboard hooked up here. So we do have a green LED on the board to signify it's receiving power. I'm going to hit the power button on the front of the case, and we'll see. There's a red LED right there. Oh. Well, we're in the BIOS. It seems to be working okay. And yeah, this is great. Here is our BIOS version. Information about the CPU and the RAM that we have installed. It is 1333 FSB, as I had thought. And there's our two 1 gig sticks of DDR2 that I just threw in for testing. So this is working. And again, I got this in a lot of 9 PCs for a total of $40. So this computer in its entirety cost me between $4 and $5. There are definitely some capacitors on here that need replacement, but we at least got a micro ATX slim case. This might come in handy for something that I do in the future. Maybe I could put like a Blu-ray drive up there and make a like media center PC or something. I don't know. But thanks for watching and checking this out with me real quick. And keep an eye out for future videos coming in the next few days and weeks as I go through the lot and see what is what.